Eddie's Inspiration. I want to read you the story of this little girl, and it really illustrates how our Daddy God sees us and loves us. There was a girl who was abused by her father her entire life, physically beaten and told how disgusting and ugly she was. And what the dad would say to her every time he would beat her is that you're disgusting and nobody will ever love you, and your eyes look like the color of cat crap. But he didn't use the word crap. So imagine her week after week, month after month, year after year being beaten and told by her father how disgusting and ugly she was, and that her eyes looked like the color of cat feces. So every night she would kneel beside her bed and pray that God would change the color of her eyes so that her dad would love her. Every night she would pray, God, please make my eyes crystal blue like the color of the sea so that my dad will love me. One day a friend invited her to come into a youth gathering. She came in and for the first time she encountered the love of the Father. Somebody told her that God loves her so much that he sent his favorite perfect son to save her and bring her into the family of God. And then all of a sudden for the first time, she felt the love of the Father. For the first time in her life, she felt the glory of God. For the first time in her life, she felt loved. She came home that night and her father beat her like he's never beaten her before. And this time she did not even care and she went to bed that night and didn't even pray for God to change the color of her eyes because she knew she was beautiful just the way she was. She got up the next morning and to her shock, she had the most beautiful crystal blue eyes. She couldn't wait to meet up with her friends that took her to the youth meeting and show them that her eyes had changed and that God loves her so much that he changed her eyes and now maybe her father would love her. She went to her friends and she said, look, my eyes, God changed my eyes. And her friend said, what are you talking about? That's the way your eyes have always looked. We have always said, God, she has the most beautiful crystal blue eyes. So she went back and looked at pictures of when she was a little girl and saw that she had always had beautiful crystal blue eyes. Her entire life, she had already looked the way she had asked God to make her look, but she couldn't see who she really was until she experienced the love of the Father and saw herself through his eyes. Our entire life, we ask God to change this about us and that about us. And he says, if you could only see yourself through my eyes. Just remember that you are deeply loved. You are the apple of God's eye. You are very much wanted by God. So start to get in touch with your true identity and see how God sees you. And I promise your whole life will begin to change. Eddie's Inspiration, I love you.